Welcome back. It's No Apologies on Beck, and we have with us the esteemed Representative Pat Neinert, District 32 in Bismarck. And Pat was first elected in 2017, and many people know you as the Sheriff of Burleigh County up until, I guess, 2018, did you say?
Correct. Retired in 2018.
Retired. What are you, like 32?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I wish. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for being on, Pat. I appreciate it. I wanted you to come on because we've had a very interesting bill about property rights, trespassing, and posting land. And it's been an issue for a couple of sessions. It got pretty heated last session, and we may have, with your help, found a good resolution this session. Can you give the audience kind of the groundwork and what's been happening?
Sure. So last session, towards the end of the session, it kind of became the hot topic for me, coming out of Natural Resources and Energy Committee. Representative Todd Porter, the chairman of our committee, put me on the subcommittee to look at this and try to determine a way to work this out and get something worked out for the landowners outside of the cities, to make sure that their land could be protected. There was a big issue on actually posting the land and how it could be posted. There was some talk about electronic posting, but we really didn't have anything put together for electronic posting at that time. So what we did do is we ultimately passed out a bill that allowed the people who own land out in the county to work on a pilot project of 3 counties in different areas of the state with game and fish, and develop a posting that you could look on your phone and see if they had their land posted, where their land was, and those kind of things.
How'd the study go?
I think it went pretty well. I mean, they came back this year with some good results, and they wanted to expand it again further, but they also wanted to work now on the trespassing side of it and additional language on the posting side. So this year, then there was a subcommittee put together over the interim committee, over the interim. They did some fantastic language work on, headed up by Senator Eberly, to put some language together on what can and can't be posted, how it can and can't be posted outside of a city, and that came out pretty good. But they separated off the trespassing for hunters and fishermen from every other person in the world that comes on their land. And that's where I kind of got into in the middle again of this year, is my background in law enforcement just told me that you can't have 2 different charges for the same event on the same property. So I had a real issue with that, so I got my nose stuck into it pretty deep, and got myself on a special committee again, appointed by Representative Porter once more. So I got in the middle of it. We did some conferences with the Senate. The Senate had changed the bill. We had changed the bill in the House, coming out to Class B misdemeanor for if you didn't have a hunting license, and then the $250 non-criminal offense if you had a hunting license or a fishing license, which wasn't really good, but it was better than what we had before, was a Class A misdemeanor for not having the license. So I had some issues with that. So anyhow, we got it back. We passed it out with the Class B misdemeanor, which I thought was good. Class A misdemeanor for a second offense within 2 years. We could live with that. I thought it was much better than what we had. Senate refused to concur with us and put it back to a Class A misdemeanor. And then that came out of the committee with me being the only opposition. We got to the floor. We had a good discussion about it, and we killed it on our side.
Yeah, it was an unusual situation.
It was very
unusual. You got up
unusual.
representing the committee, which the committee said, take our report, which means go by what we agreed to. But Pat got up and was like, yeah, I'm on the committee. Don't do it.
Don't do that, yeah. And I was the only no vote.
He wielded his hammer, and boom,
Yeah.
it was, it got killed. So then you guys went back.
And that really woke up the Senate then.
Sure.
It really did. They didn't know that we were going to do that. I kind of told the Senate chair that we were looking at doing that.
Yeah, and there's the bill. Criminal trespass, non-criminal offense on posted property. So what it comes down to now, Pat, is how does it play out for hunters? Let's just start there.
Okay.
You first off, I'll take a step back. having hunted in North Dakota all my life, I was accustomed to, you drive the old back roads, you see some pheasant or grouse back in the day, and you hop out and shoot them. However, having a political philosophy that is intense on property rights, I understood, and it was this weird kind of feeling like, wow, I feel like I'm taking away this sort of romanticized version of how I grew up, but I'm respecting property rights. So that was kind of, in my mind, what a lot of the argument was back then. So a hunter now, what's the scoop? Does the land need to be posted?
So what we ultimately passed, after agreement with the Senate this week, we passed it out. If you're on somebody's property without permission, you're still violating trespassing. If you have a hunting license or a fishing license and you're in the act of hunting or fishing, you have to be actually, so you gotta have your gun with you or your fishing stuff with you, and you have to be trying to at least hunt, I guess.
Not geocaching or
Right,
hiking.
right, yeah. Then it's gonna be a $250 non-criminal fine.
Yeah.
Is what the agreement is, and that's gonna happen continuously, that's the only thing. But if you're an average everyday citizen, you don't hunt, but you like to go out and pick Juneberries, or you like to go out and take photograph of wildlife, and you
Right.
jump on that same person's property, which again is still illegal. Now,
Yep.
when law enforcement responds to that, they have three choices. If you're just doing some minor things and the landowners, so just have them remove, they can just charge them with the $250 non-criminal fee, which same thing as the hunters. But if they're doing something, they're trying to damage the land or not listen to the landowner, the law enforcement officer then can expound on that and go to a Class B misdemeanor. Or if they're actually damaging the property or something significant.
Or taking my Juneberries.
Well, that is, for some people, that
No,
is a
taking my
serious
Juneberries.
event.
Don't take my
That
Juneberries.
is a serious event
No.
for some people, yes.
We're not
But
going to do a felony on that, Andre.
no, we're not doing felony. But then it could go into a Class A misdemeanor, depending on what's going on out there.
Okay.
So it gives the law enforcement officer in the field some discretion, and it gives the state's attorney on Monday morning or Tuesday morning, when they read reports, some more discretion that we didn't have in the
Yeah.
past.
And the criminal aspect of it is, or the offense aspect of it, I think is important to clarify, and it's certainly much better than what the Senate wanted. Bottom line, though, again, for hunters is that unless they are registered on some type of, if their land is posted, obviously, but if they're doing the online
Electronic.
posting, if you want to call it that, that's fine. But other than that, you do have to go up and get permission now,
Get permission.
You still are supposed to seek
'Cause that's
permission.
a huge
That's
change.
still the best way to get along with a landowner.
It is.
And I mean, most hunters know that.
Yeah.
And they know that if they just stop and say hi and ask permission, most of the landowners out there are going to let them go on their land.
That's true, and it's
Why not?
easier now. Again, back
Yeah.
in my day, there's a lot of times you're like, I wouldn't have a clue where to go to ask permission. Not a clue.
Sure.
But now with digital access, obviously, it's much easier.
Don't have to crack open the township books and see if you can look them up.
Well, you don't have to do that, but you still can.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, you still can if you like the old-fashioned way. But yeah, but no, the new electronic posting, and then you got the landowner's name on the electronic posting and probably a phone number to call.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it makes it really easy.
Good.
It's a good program. I think it's going to work out really well for the state.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think you did a good job.
Thank you.
So, well, I enjoy working with you. I'm still trying to figure you out. I think there's more to Representative Neinert than meets the eye, but I do definitely enjoy working with you.
Yeah. It is fun. I mean, when you're in the legislature, there's so much pressure, I feel,
Yeah.
at times, that if we don't have a little fun in the middle of these things, we'd crack.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah. Maybe it's just because I'm sitting closer to you, but you have a lot of fun.
I do.
Yeah, and it's kind of catchy.
I try to do have fun. I try to
All
enjoy
right,
my life.
Pat, thanks again for being
bet.
with us. Folks, we are going to be back for one more segment. It's brain food, but it's good. Stick with us.